anything that they would like to have addressed, anything that they have questions about. Where do you all feel like you are in your journey? Do you still feel like you're on day one? Or do you feel like you're at least on day 5 or 15 or 62? Do you feel like you're getting maybe working some time, getting organized? Are you starting to figure out the schedule thing? Have you been consistent in your business? Tell me how you feel like things are going. You can unmute. Just tell me how you think. Be honest, be realistic. I'm realistic. Trust me, I've had all kinds of stuff happen.
I have definitely not been consistent. The last 5 or 6 days has been complete. I haven't even touched anything for at least 6 days now. So I'm back. I'm back to focusing now again, though. So
well, I will admit, we went on a family vacation last Wednesday, and we got home the 4th of July. So I was off my game, but I did work part of the trip. I did work. Nice. I got some stuff done, but I wasn't consistent either. So hey, it's all par for the course.
Yes,
things happen. Does anybody feel like they're close to staying on top of it, or do you feel like you're still in week 1, week 2? You can always start wherever you start. My goal is for you to figure out how to gain that momentum, because of the fact that at the end of July, beginning of August, if you can figure out how to make July work for building a little bit of momentum and consistency, and then take off like a bottle rocket in August, you will have an amazing Q4. That's my hope. So where do you all, besides Miss Cassandra, where do you all feel like you are? Like, do you feel like you're staying with it, or you're behind the 8 ball? You still need to catch up?
Oh, I know I still need to catch up.
Okay. Well, definitely listen to yesterday's session, because I did talk about smoothies yesterday. I gave you a whole bunch of product ideas yesterday.
Okay.
She's like, but I wasn't here for it.
So I definitely have to listen to that one then.
Yeah, I gave you some more product ideas. I mean, I gave you product ideas before, but I gave you some yesterday.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen. All right. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the Print on Demand Challenge, day 36, technically day 35. Actually, we'll say it is. And today we are going to talk about
publish print
books. Dun, dun, dun. So I talked about this journey. I tried to give you a visual representation of, we're going to start off with downloadables or printables. Over time, over the course of this journey, those downloadables or printables are going to be converted into something else, maybe, if you're interested. So taking Charlotte's idea, scriptures, journals, all of that, whether it's devotionals or whatever it happens to be, she's got scriptures for downloadable printables. And then we can put them on different things, and we can put quotes on different things. We can do wall art, and we can do canvas bags, and we can do t-shirts, and there's going to be an endless supply of things when it comes to scriptures, because the Bible is big. And focusing on a specific group, or targeting couples or singles or teenagers, or graduating college students, or singles or couples, all of that stuff, seniors. This journey of what this thing could be for her. So she's got her downloadables, and then she has some potential physical products. Maybe she has some bundle ideas as she steps through this journey. And then now all of those printables, those downloadables that she created, we can now put them into something that will sell. I mean, everything that we list could sell over and over again. But the one thing that people still do, I mean, we still all write some stuff down. Maybe not as often or as frequent as we would like to, but we buy notebooks because it's back to school, and we buy journals, and we buy planners, and we buy whatever. And not everybody in the world has one, but a significant number of people buy them. And the one thing we did discover in doing our keyword research is that she has low competition. So converting all of her downloadables and printables into a low content book, a journal, a planner, or anything else devotional, she has an endless list of opportunities, an endless list of targeted audience. She could go all the way down to the elementary level, or she can go all the way up to the senior level. She could do big print for seniors and big print for little kids. She could create trace books and workbooks. Like, she could just go after it. The ideas are endless. So then yesterday I talked about the smoothie. So we go after Teresa's idea concept and starting on her journey of 3-ingredient recipes or smoothie recipes, and taking that idea of 3-ingredient recipes and creating recipe cards, and lots of them, and variations of vegetables and fruit, and then just vegetables, and then maybe increasing it to 5, and then maybe looking at smoothie bowls and all of this stuff. And so then she takes those printables that she created, and maybe she finds some products, hats, tumblers, cups, t-shirts, I am a smoothie junkie, or some kind of funny, catchy thing, kitschy thing that quote that she wants to put on those, and just see if people buy them. Maybe create some combination opportunities. Then she could take all of her amazing recipes, however many she's created, whether it's 100, 150, and she can put them into a low content book. She can create a recipe book. She could create a recipe journal if she wanted to. Journal, what is my journey? Maybe she's put together, mood specific smoothies, and which fruits or vegetables can affect your direct mood, and then write down how you feel about it in a journal. So the opportunities are endless there. And I think with everyone's idea, concept of their downloadable or printable, there's going to be a journey that particular product can evolve into a workbook, a journal, an ebook, whatever you want it to be. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about a couple of the companies that are out there that would do books and journals for you. Now, the ones that we're going to start with are definitely just books and journals. And then there are others like Printful will do like some journals, and Zazzle, I think I showed you, does calendars and journals, and Gear Launch will do some things. So there's some of the other platforms where you can still do, notebooks and journals and stuff like that. But the ones we're going to look at today are 100% focused on books and what you can do with books. Now, I will tell you, you have the ability to take your existing products and create your own ebook. Trying to remember what tool that was that we used. If it comes to me before the end of this session, I will pull it up. But you have the ability to create your own ebook and not use any of these sites. You can turn your entire product into an ebook. You can upload it to Etsy so it becomes a downloadable, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay anybody to print it. It just becomes a product that you can sell over and over again. And that's always an option. But I cannot remember the name of the tool. So I'll may not show my screen for just a second so I can go find the tool and then say, go create your account with this company, because there's some tools out there. So the first one we're going to look at is Lulu. I have actually used Lulu, and I actually like Lulu. Now, the only thing I don't like, I will tell you that probably every single platform has some level of inconsistency. That's just a fact. And the only thing that I don't like about Lulu is their processing time. Like, I can submit an order. If they're in a peak time, instead of processing and submitting, sending my order to my customer within like 2 or 3 days, I might get a tracking number like 10 days later. I'm like, what? Well, I won't say 10 days later, maybe 5 days later, 5 business days later. I don't like that about Lulu. And then every once in a while when I request an order, the print might be off, but I have high I have a lot of color and a lot of transparencies in some of the stuff that we produce. So that's on us. We learned the hard way. That's the reason why you always get samples. So that way we don't order, we don't create products that have transparencies. So, but that has to do with us using the transparency feature inside of Canva. So I can't 100% fault Canva for that. I mean, sorry, Lulu for that. So you'll see here that you can sell on Lulu, or you can sell on your own site, or you can take advantage of Lulu's distribution. That means that your amazing book, your smoothie book, your journals, your, devotional journals, or your Christian scripture, journals, whatever you make, could actually be in a store somewhere on a shelf. People walking past. Now, there are some people that don't like books anymore since Kindle publishing, Kindle, the Kindle itself, the physical digital tool came out. Some people don't like, physical books anymore. They want to read stuff on their Kindle pad. So fine. But there are people that still love books, hardcovers, soft covers. And so the one thing about Lulu is that your book could actually be distributed out to other sites. And so they have a whole distribution. There is a cost that's associated with it, but you can have your book show up on all these platforms and in all these places. And if you get it listed, and if you decide that that's what you want to do, then you could literally walk into maybe a Costco one day or a Sam's Club, see your book there. You could maybe see your book in Barnes and Noble, or you can see it just strictly online. So I want you to know that this vision that I have for what you could potentially do is much bigger than what you maybe initially was thinking when I talked about it. Okay. So if you don't want to sell on Lulu, and you can sell your books on Lulu, if you don't want to sell them, and most of them will have some level of a sell your book on their site kind of thing, you can just use them to print or produce your book. Okay. So if you decide that you want them to produce your book, you can do hardcover, you can do spiral, you can do photo books, you can do notebooks, magazines, calendars, ebooks, all of those. So I do, like I said, I feel like I looked at a lot of them, and we're still like playing with some of the other platforms, but I feel like Lulu had the best options. So you can see that they also have an ebook feature that's there. They have a cookbook for those making recipes. So like Hazel's got all those family recipes. They have the different sizes. And I will say over KDP, like they do a better job of giving you a visual representation. KDP does a lot. Well, not all the same thing, because KDP doesn't do spiral bound the same way, but they do, staple or book bound. But they don't give you a visual representation like Lulu does. So that's one of the reasons why I like Lulu, because you can see what you're going to potentially get. So the pricing on it, I found a couple of sites that are a little bit less, but if you have to buy sometimes in volume in order for it to work. So the pricing may be a little higher than what most want. But again, I feel like the quality, about 85 to 90, well, probably closer to 90% of the time, the quality is good. Okay. So letting you see this. And the great thing is that now you do have to upload your stuff as a PDF. So you will have to install Adobe. It will have to be a PDF. I'll say that. And then once you upload it, you can see what your book will look like down below here. And it will display it with the margins and everything. So you have the opportunity to fix it and to re-upload it multiple times. So that's the first one. The second one, I don't know how to say this, contrado. So contrado, whatever. I'm not saying it right. They allow you, hold on, let me find it. Shop by category. Sell your own. So I want to sell my own, and I want to do print on demand. I didn't get to the place where the books are. So hold on. Wholesale students. I know that they do have a place where you can do books, but it's not that straightforward. So hold on. Let's see if I can figure out where I'm going. Explore the
I think she may have gotten kicked from her own meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
It doesn't work out very good.
I'm sure she'll be back in just a second.
Yeah. I hope she realizes it right away.
Angel Soft Lavender with scented tubes, an ideal balance of softness, strength, and scent.
Well, since we're here, so have you guys started trying to figure out, like, if you wanted to do a website, a name for your website, finding all the social media assets? Have y'all started doing that?
Not on this journey.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm trying to catch up.
Well, I've kind of been in the game for a long time, so I'm used to finding websites or, coming up with names for websites. And a tool that I use is called namecheck.com, NAMECHK.com. And if y'all ever decide you want to build like an entire brand, including like social media assets, what it'll do is
all right. I'm back. Go ahead.
Good to have.
Go ahead, Charlotte. Whatever you were talking about, I have to pull my life back together.
So I was talking about namecheck.com. It's a website you can go to, and what you'll do is you'll put in, say, Nicole Whitlock, and you'll search for all the social media assets that could be available for Nicole Whitlock. So if the NicoleWhitlock.com is available, it'll show that it's available. If it's not, it'll show that it's not. And it'll show like all the other extensions, .net, .org, and then it'll go through about 99% of the other social media websites to see if it's available there as well.
Is it name check or name checker?
No, namechk.com.
Okay, because there's another one that I've used before that's name and then CHECKR.com. And it does the same thing. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to be out there looking for assets, you don't want to have to waste time going to all the different social media platforms. Just do one-stop shopping.
There you
Make
go.
your life simple.
Great idea. Sorry, I lost my everything.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Yesterday I was having technical problems with my laptop. I'm like, what is happening? So I think it was because I connected my laptop to our camp internet, which is open. And, sometimes, you get those things, you get different things, viruses on your computer. So I'm like, okay, you're going to have to definitely clean this computer because something is up. So I apologize. All right.
No problem.
Let's
No
try
worries.
one more time. Okay. Oh, I have to record. Oh, I am recording. Okay, good. All right. All right, we're going to try and get back to the races. Okay, so the next one is AccuTrack, which is book fulfillment. This is going to be a little bit bigger and not necessarily like the great thing about Lulu is they will allow you to do one book at a time. Where some of these other platforms that I looked at, they're going to charge you a lot just to do one book. So you want to check and see what's available to determine, if they're going to charge you like one of these. I think we're going to look at. They're going to charge you like $50 to do one book. I'm like, I'm not even going to sell the book for $50. Like I just So some of these are used to doing mass volume, and that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. So make sure you pay attention to what they do and what they allow when it comes to your book. Now, if your book is, I will say this, if your book takes off, using one of the providers where they do volume actually may save you money in the long run. So you could kick off your journey like on a Lulu or KDP, well, like Lulu, and then transition to a company where you're going to be doing mass volume, and then they may charge you a little bit per book, which means your royalties or the amount that you get paid is much higher, your portion. So you want to pay attention to what's available. We didn't choose AccuTrack because of the costs that's associated with it. Then there's KDP, and KDP is a great one. With KDP, of course, it'll be on Amazon, just like Amazon merch will be on Amazon. So, establishing your account with Amazon merch is not a bad idea. As I mentioned before, you're going to be limited on the products that you can sell, and establishing your account with KDP is also a good idea. Now, what I did with mine is I used my same seller account on all 3 platforms, because you're going to sign in. Just telling you, you will be signing in. And so when you sign in, you're going to come to a page and they're going to ask you a bunch of questions. And if you've never worked through this tool, you can tell that this tool was, I don't know, I feel like it was an afterthought. The way that it works, I feel like it was an afterthought because of the fact that it's sometimes can feel clunky when you upload things up to Amazon. So the thing that I do is, even if you don't plan on using Lulu to produce your book, I sort of get my margins right and get a visual representation by uploading it to Lulu, because it's free to upload it to Lulu. Then once I have it, and when I say upload it to Lulu, when you upload things to KDP, it's going to have to be a PDF as well. So whatever you design, whatever you create, you're going to have to download it in PDF form. You can download it in PDF form from Canva. Canva has a limit of 100 pages. So your project inside of Canva, if you are doing a low content book and it's 200 pages or 150 pages, that means you will have 2 Canva projects. You won't have just one. And then you can combine both of those PDFs into one combined PDF by using Adobe. And when you upload it, like I said, to download it as a PDF, you can upload it up to Lulu just to double check the margins, because it's much easier to visually see it and faster than when you do it through KDP. KDP, when you upload it, it spins and spins and spins and spins, and you'll get messages. And you'll get messages on Lulu as well, but you can visually see it as you flip through the book. And that's what I like about playing with the Lulu tool. And then you can, once you have your lines the way you want it, you can make adjustments inside of Canva to change your margins. And I'll show you how to do that next week. But you can make adjustments. Then you can upload it to KDP and move forward from there. So in order to get into this, you do have to create your account. You can, I don't know how many of these are actually visible without having an account, but the thing is that, we've talked about so many different opportunities for things that you can create. More than likely, the stuff that you might create will probably be under nonfiction. Like where we put the planners, that's where we put the planners, is under nonfiction. And yeah, you're going to have to log in to create your account. So we're not going to get anywhere unless we go into my account to see any of this, because they do a good job of blocking you. But the other thing is that once you create your book in Kindle Desktop Publishing, you can also, it can be a physical hard book, or which will be book bound. It won't be spiral bound. If it's thinner, then it can have, I call it the staple in the middle, but that's not what they call it, paper bound. And then, and you can also use them to make your calendars that are paper bound with the staple in the middle. And then you can also have it on their, you can have it transitioned over to oh God, what is it called? Kindle publishing, like the other side. What is that? Lord have mercy, somebody help.
Ebook.
It is an ebook, yes. So you can have it as a flip book or ebook inside of Amazon, because you can go to Amazon and see people that have their books that are flip books. And they also, some of them will publish them on, what's the one that you can have the books read to you? What is that?
Oh, audiobook.
No,
Audible.
Audible, yes. So some people will have their book translated so it can go to Audible as well. So sorry, I couldn't think of words. I couldn't think
I
of
totally
words.
get that.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can do that as well. So you have a lot more flexibility. And the one thing about Kindle, if you read out here in the universe what people have to say about Kindle versus not using Kindle, there are some people who love it and they feel like they've gotten everything that they ever wanted to get out of publishing their stuff through KDP, and others are like, no, like I should have never published through KDP. I should have used something else. So that's why I tell you, with Lulu, you do have the ability to publish on other sites with other companies. And once you do that, and you have some great, you have some opportunities there. As you can see, the 2023s are already out. IEP planners. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I have special needs kids. So of course I make some too, but you have the opportunity to make a lot of amazing stuff with KDP and you get the immediate exposure. So depending on what it is that you sell, depending on how you're going to drive traffic to it, or what your product category is going to be in within books, what it is that you're selling, you may get a lot of organic traffic or you may not get any. If you're going to do any recipe stuff, make sure your stuff is up by at least September, because people are going to start buying cookbooks and stuff like that. They will buy, and especially if you're doing the smoothie recipes, make sure it's up by September, because you will have, the sales will go down, then they will pick up, and the traffic that you're going to get is going to pick up significantly around December, January, February, March, April, because everyone wants to be skinny for the summer. They have those New Year's resolutions. So I would encourage you to consider Kindle desktop publishing, but know that you have to create your account. If you're not an Amazon seller, that's fine. You just need to create an account. You will need a taxpayer ID, and you'll need to indicate if you're a sole proprietor or if you've got an LLC. If you haven't gotten that far in the journey, that's okay. You can be a sole proprietor with just your social security number. Just know once you get over to a certain limit, then you're going to have to switch to an EIN. So something to think about. The next one is Blurb. So we looked at Blurb for self-publishing. And again, you can sell it on the Blurb store. They will list it on Amazon for you, Ingram. And that's like a network, as well as Apple Store, which also has a network. Here is their bookstore, their services, the products. So you can do photo books with them, trade books, magazines, notebooks, ebooks, and they give you some information about pricing. I can't remember if it's them or if it's Ingram, where the pricing was like, oh, I don't think so. Yeah, so this is some of the pricing, and it's kind of like when I contacted, I don't know if it was them or Ingram, that I was like, I just need to print one. That's all I need to do is just print one so I can see what it's like. And what if I just want to sell on demand? So they say that on demand is an option, but the pricing doesn't make it look like that it is. So if you want to have a further conversation with them, definitely you can. They are looking for volume, as you can see. So your prices go down as you sell volume. And I want to be able to have the book printed when people buy it from me versus, having to mass print a bunch of books in advance. So look at Blurb and see what's available. You can dig into that further. And if I can have my VA come back and tell me what she found, because I let them do the research and then they tell me which ones I should consider. So then there's Ingram. And again, the thing I do like about Ingram is they actually do have like a book journey for you to follow. And they give you some guidance on how to get your books published. So from a pricing standpoint, I think this was the one that we looked at. This looks more familiar. Oh, look at this. Sweet savings is happening right now. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, this was the one that they said that they would charge me $59. So right now they're having a deal, a promotion. Now, what I do like about Ingram Spark, and a lot of people go with Ingram, and you found Ingram up on Blurb, and I think they're also on BookBaby, and I think they're also on Lulu, is Ingram is one of the biggest distributors. So if you feel like your book is something that you really want to get out into the universe beyond Amazon, beyond, you want it to be in Barnes and Noble, but you also want it to be on the shelf for Barnes and Noble, then Ingram is definitely one of those. And again, you can go after Ingram directly here, or you can sign up through one of the other distributors like Lulu, which allows you to get your book listed on Ingram, and also with Blurb. So over 40,000 retailers and libraries. That's going to get you some great exposure, especially if you plan on continuing to crank stuff out. I did not know that they have this free thing going on, so you best believe I'm going to have my VA order some stuff tomorrow. Oh my gosh, sweet savings. Oh yeah, I'm very interested in this. Limited time. I wonder when it ends. I did not know that. So yeah. Then the next one is, I think, BookBaby. Yeah, BookBaby. So BookBaby also allows you to sell your book on their platform. So they have a bookstore, and they will also print your books. So they have some self-publishing packages, of course. And they also have print on demand. So for me, again, I am looking to do print on demand versus going through the whole publishing. So when your book is purchased, the order comes directly to us, the book is shipped, and you get paid. So you list your book, and then the book is printed or purchased and printed and then shipped. So I do like BookBaby, but their pricing is a little bit crazy, as you can see. But this is to help with distribution. As you can see, this is the whole distribution thing versus just getting it set up. So direct to the reader, print on demand. This is all of the setup stuff if you want to go that route. And I think that they had another route. Yeah, there was another route that they had that where you didn't have to pay as much, but those are the two options that are listed right here. And I think there's a third one, but I don't know where I found it. So they are very responsive when you call them, which is a good thing. And so if you have additional questions, you can definitely contact them. As you can see, all of the files for the majority of these platforms to upload your book is going to have to be PDF. So that's the one thing you're going to have to get familiar with or get used to, is you're going to have to get used to PDF. Okay. So I would write down the ones that we looked at, which was Lulu. I'm sorry we dropped, but Lulu, I think Contrad, AccuTrack, KDP, Blurb, Ingram, and BookBaby. Those are the most well-known. And then you do, like I said before, you have some options for like notebooks or low content books or coloring books on some of the other platforms where they sell lots of other products like Zazzle. If you go look at Zazzle, you'll see that you have some notebook options there. They're limited and, not custom, you can't customize them. So that's something to think about as well. So I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry we dropped. And I hope that you start making some notes and be thinking about, as we get to the end of next week, be thinking about what you want to do. The platform that we are going to play on is going to be Lulu. So I feel like Lulu is probably the easiest to start with. I'm not going to say you're going to have the best profit margins there, but I think it's one of the easiest to start with, and you can get familiar with some of the other platforms. With KDP, again, you need to establish an account. And if you don't have one, you can go create one, and we can go play with KDP as well. So you can decide. So what questions can I answer? Okay, and then Charlotte and Cassandra had, what was those two sites? What was it again?
The one I mentioned was Name Checker. It's NAMECHECKR.
Okay.
Nope. Leave that second E out. And there you go. That one. Yep.
Okay. And then what was the one that you had, Charlotte?
It's NameCheck, NAMECHK
Okay.
.com.
All right. For those two, again, just think about your business. When you establish yourself on social media, it is definitely real estate. These online accounts on all these social media platforms and these domains are now real estate, and they're worth something. People are selling domains like crazy. Look, I had to buy my own domain, and I still crack up, and I'm still mad about it. But I would still crack up about the fact that I had to buy my own domain, not my name, but my business's name. We got all the other domains, and somehow we missed one. Like, how did we miss the main? So anyway, I was like, how you missed the main one? I don't even know how we missed the main one. So we literally just launched eCom Sellers like 2 years later because we had to buy it. So don't let that happen to you. Don't let that happen to you. Make sure you get whatever you think you want. Go buy the domain and go secure the social media platforms for it. So that way you don't have to negotiate, haggle, or any of that other stuff. Or deal with the fact that somebody's got it and you got to be the whatever or something underscore. I'm like, nobody's searching like that. They're searching for whatever the name is. They're not looking for the Nike. They're looking for Nike. They're not looking for Disney underscore blah, 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 LLC. They're looking for Disney. So, yeah. Lesson learned, painful lesson. All right. Thank you, ladies. That was awesome. And I hope you all have a great one. I hope you get caught up this week. I am, like I said, going to do 2 catch-up days on the 9th and the 10th. I have not figured out the times yet. I don't know if it'll be 2 hours before, so I will let you know tomorrow. I'm supposed to get my car fixed on Saturday, so I will let you know tomorrow for sure. So with that, we're going to say goodbye for now. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.